Hello everyone, I'm Sunny, and welcome back to Glow and Grow, a little space where we learn English, slow down, and grow together after a long day. Today, I want to share a small story from my kitchen. Earlier today, I cooked a meal for someone I love. It was a simple meal, nothing expensive or special. But while I was cooking, I noticed something about myself. At some point, I felt very tired. I wanted to finish quickly and just sit down. I thought to myself, maybe the food is already good enough. But then, I paused for a moment and took a breath. I decided to slow down. I tasted the food one more time and made it a little better. I cleaned the plate carefully and set the table with more care. When everything was finished, I felt a deep sense of pride. Not because the meal was perfect, but because I knew I did not do it carelessly. I stayed with it until I could feel good about what I had done. And I think this is true for many things in life. It could be an English lesson you are trying to finish, a work task, or a small project you are working on. Sometimes, the difference between okay and great is not talent. The difference is whether we stop too early or stay a little longer with care. I feel this in my own work too. When I record a podcast, I sometimes want to stop at the first version. I tell myself, the message is clear enough. But when I listen again, I know the truth. Maybe the opening can be warmer. Maybe the story can be clearer. Maybe the message can connect with you more deeply. I can give this work a little more care before I share it with the world. This brings me to today's message. Don't stop until you're proud. You don't need to make everything perfect. You only need to finish in a way that makes you feel proud because you cared, you tried, and you did not leave too early. In today's episode, let's talk about why the final part of any task is often the hardest, and how it can quietly change who we are. Let's begin. Many of us have big dreams. We want to speak English better, learn new skills, or find a better job with more freedom and better income. But why do many people never reach those dreams? It is not always because they are lazy. Sometimes it is because they fall into a common trap, the trap of, my life is still okay. After a long day at work, you feel tired, so you tell yourself, I'll rest today and start tomorrow. But then tomorrow comes, and you still feel tired. So you wait one more day, then another, and little by little, weeks pass, but your life stays the same. This is the hidden cost of always choosing comfort. Because every change requires something from us. If you want to speak English better, you need to practice even on the days when your mind feels tired. If you want a better job, you need to learn new skills and accept that failure is part of growth. And the price of change is not always money. Sometimes, the price is discipline. Sometimes, it is your time and energy. And sometimes, it is the uncomfortable feeling of being a beginner again. Many people are not afraid of the dream. They are afraid of the price. So they tell themselves, my life is okay now, or I should not ask for too much. But sometimes, okay is just a quiet way to delay our growth. We choose the easy path today. Then we choose the easy path tomorrow. And after some time, we look back and realize we are far from the life we once wanted. Sometimes, we see a friend get a promotion, learn a new skill, start a business, or build a better life. And quietly, we ask ourselves, why am I still here? That feeling is not always jealousy. Sometimes it is a signal. It is a sign that a part of us also wants to grow. Some people think wanting more is wrong. They think it is too ambitious. But wanting to grow is not wrong. Wanting a better life, a better income, or more freedom is not wrong. Ambition only becomes dangerous when it makes us lose our kindness, our health, or our values. But if your dream helps you become a better person and create more value, do not feel guilty about it. The real question is not, is my dream too big? The real question is, am I ready to pay the price for the life I want? Because sometimes, the life we truly want is waiting on the other side of the price we keep avoiding. Why do we often stay in the good enough trap? Sometimes it is because other people say, "You are doing great." We get likes, views, or nice comments, and this feels wonderful. Everyone wants to be seen and encouraged. A kind word can give us the energy to keep going. But there is a danger. If we need other people's approval too much, our happiness will go up and down like a roller coaster. When people clap, we feel big. When they are silent, we feel small. Our value is no longer inside us. It feels like it is in their hands. We stop asking, "Is this my best?" and start asking, "Will they like this?" We may start choosing what is easy to like instead of what is true to us. But this is not real growth. This is why we need something deeper: inner fulfillment. Inner fulfillment is a quiet feeling. It says, "This is meaningful to me." For example, you study English every day. No one claps for you. But you feel more confident. That is inner fulfillment. Or you write something honest. It does not go viral, but you feel closer to yourself. That is also inner fulfillment. Praise gives us excitement, but inner fulfillment gives us peace. Excitement changes fast, but peace is stable. It keeps you going even when no one is watching. It is okay to enjoy likes and compliments, but they are only signals. They are not your identity. Sometimes, the world says you are done, but you know you can do better. Sometimes, no one notices, but you know you are building something important. You are the only person who knows the truth. You know if you stopped because it was enough or because it was easy. So do not stop just because you received some applause. Stop when you know, deep inside, that you have given your honest care. A meaningful life is a life where you can say to yourself, "I did my best and I stayed true to who I am." Because in the end, the goal is not to be praised by everyone. The goal is to become someone you can respect. This brings us to a very important idea. In life, there are two kinds of pain: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. The pain of discipline is what we feel right now. It is the feeling of studying when you are tired, writing one more page, or exercising when you don't want to. This pain is uncomfortable, but it moves you forward. The pain of regret is different. It does not usually come today. It comes much later. It comes when you look back and think, "I wish I had continued. I wish I had tried a little longer." Imagine you wanted to start a podcast. At first, you were excited. You recorded your first episode and had many ideas. But after a few weeks, it became hard. Not many people listened, so you felt tired and stopped. A few months later, you see your old notes. Suddenly, you feel sad. You feel sad because you did not just leave a project. You left a version of yourself that once believed in a dream. The same thing happens with English. Studying every day is tiring. But after 1 year, if you are still in the same place, that feeling is even more tiring. You may miss a great job or a chance to talk to someone from another country. And then you may think, if I had not stopped, I would be more confident today. Even small things matter. If you clean only half of your room and leave the rest for tomorrow, you may not feel rested when you walk back in. You may feel heavy because the mess reminds you that you stopped too early. If you had spent just 20 more minutes to finish, you would feel much lighter. And this is not only about work or learning. It is also about how we take care of ourselves. Discipline is like a promise to yourself. Exercising and eating well can be difficult. But after many months of not caring for your body, the pain is deeper. You may feel slower. You may feel more tired. And deep inside, you may feel that you broke a promise to yourself. So we must choose our pain. Life is not always hard, but everything meaningful has a price. If you choose the pain of discipline today, you can feel proud later. If you choose the pain of finishing what matters, you can look back and say, "It was not easy, but I am glad I did not give up." Remember, discipline may feel heavy today, but regret feels much heavier tomorrow. Don't stop until you're proud. When we start something new, like learning English, starting a project, or building a new habit, we often feel hopeful and full of ideas. The beginning gives us a lot of energy, but the final part feels different. It is usually slower and more tiring. The final part is when the lesson is almost complete, or the project is almost ready. Strangely, this is when we want to stop the most. We feel bored or impatient, so we start to lower our standards. We finish in a hurry and call it good enough, even if we know we could do better. Of course, not everything needs to be perfect. Sometimes, good enough is truly okay, but often, good enough is just another name for being tired. The beginning shows you can start, but the ending shows you care. It shows that you can stay with your work even after the excitement is gone. A careful ending helps you feel peaceful later. When you look back, you will remember how you finished. Did you finish with honesty? Did you finish in a way that you can respect? There is a big difference between stopping because the work is truly done and stopping because you are tired. One gives you peace, the other can become regret. This is why unfinished things feel heavy, like a task that was almost done, or a lesson you stopped halfway. At first, stopping feels like comfort. But later, it reminds you that you were close, but you did not continue. So, what can you do when you are tired? You do not need to do everything at once. Just make the next step very small. If you are learning English, just listen to the lesson one more time or write down 3 useful words. If you are cleaning, just clear one corner. One small step is often enough to bring you back. And of course, rest is important. Rest is not failure. It helps you return with more energy. But be honest with yourself. Are you resting so you can come back, or are you stopping because you want to escape? If you take one more small, honest step, no one may notice, but you will know. And that small step builds a stronger person inside you. It creates someone who can keep promises and stay with what matters. So if you are near the end and feel tired, remember this. This is the hardest part. This is where many people stop. But this is also where you can become different. Take one more small step, finish with care, and don't stop until you're proud. Every time you finish something with care, something important happens. You build trust with yourself. We often think self-confidence comes from kind words or from someone saying, "You can do it." Words are helpful, but real confidence needs evidence. Your brain needs proof. Every time you say you will do something and you actually do it, your brain learns an important lesson. When you are tired but still fix one small mistake, listen to an English lesson one more time, or finish a small task with care, you are giving yourself evidence. Slowly, your brain begins to believe that you can continue, you can keep your word, and you can trust yourself. Self-trust is not built in one big moment. It is built in small moments, especially when you are tired and no one is watching. The final part of your work is not only about quality, it also teaches you what kind of person you are becoming. Each time you finish what you start, you are showing yourself that you are someone who can stay with what matters. After some time, confidence becomes quiet and steady. You do not need to shout, "I can do it," because deep inside, you already know you can. You have the memories of all the times you chose to continue instead of stopping. But be careful, the opposite is also true. If we always leave things unfinished or break small promises to ourselves, we slowly lose self-trust. We start to feel less sure of ourselves, not because we are weak, but because we have seen ourselves give up too many times. This is why finishing with care matters. It is about the relationship you have with yourself. Every completed task is a small piece of proof. It proves that you can stay with what matters. It proves that you can keep your word. It proves that you can do hard things, one small step at a time. Confidence is not always something you feel before you begin. Often, confidence is something you build after you finish. So the next time you are tired and want to stop, remember this. You are not just finishing a task. You are building self-trust. You are teaching your mind that you can continue. And maybe that is one of the best rewards of discipline. Not only a better result, but a stronger and more honest relationship with yourself. When you finally finish something with care, you feel a special kind of pride. It is not a loud pride that says, "I am better than others." It is a quiet pride that says, "I did not give up. I finished this with my heart." This moment is beautiful because it proves that you have passed an old version of yourself. Maybe before, you were not sure you could do it. Maybe you wanted to stop many times. But you tried. You fixed your mistakes. You continued. And now you have new evidence. You can do more than you once believed. A proud milestone is not only an ending, it can also be a new beginning. For example, if you finish a difficult task at work with great care, your standard changes. You no longer want to work in a careless way. You start to care more about details and preparation. You have seen a higher version of your own work. Or if you study English for 30 days, you realize that you are stronger than you thought. You kept a promise to yourself. This helps you see yourself differently. It shows you that you are ready for a higher standard. But please, be gentle with yourself. A higher standard does not mean you never rest. When you reach a milestone, pause. Take a breath. Celebrate. Resting after real effort is part of growth. After you rest, that success can become an invitation to grow again. There is a difference between staying in old success and growing from it. Staying in old success means using the past as a reason to stop. Growing from success means using the past as proof that you can become more. This is the heart of don't stop until you're proud. It does not mean you must be perfect. It does not mean you must work until you are exhausted. It means you do not stop at the first easy version. You keep going until you feel a quiet respect for yourself. Pride is a moving place. Today, you may feel proud of one lesson. Tomorrow, you may feel proud of one clear sentence. When you are proud, rest and thank yourself. Then, when you are ready, raise your standard again. Not with fear, but with love for the person you are becoming. If you are in the middle of something hard right now, please do not give up too soon. Every small step counts. Every time you choose to continue with care, you become someone you can trust. I hope you choose the pain of discipline today, so you can feel peace tomorrow. I hope one day you can look back and say, I am proud of myself. I did not give up too early. I stayed with what mattered. And maybe that is one of the most beautiful feelings in life.